Hey everyone, welcome to this exciting training of Catalyst SD-WAN. I will quickly share my screen and let's get started with the day. And that's my screen there. So since this is our day one of the training and we all are here for Cisco's Catalyst SD-WAN training. And as Nitish mentioned, my name is Abhijit. You all can call me AB for the ease. And I represent PyNet Labs, being an instructor, CTO, and co-founder at PyNet Labs. And like I said, I'm going to be the instructor for this entire training that we'll be having over the next few weeks. So speaking about myself first, I've been into the training industry for more than 11 years now, and my key expertise has been in the field of routing and switching, service provider, some part of data center. In my early days, I also used to deliver trainings on some load balancers and security products as well. So, but later on, as and when the SDN solutions or the SDN portfolio started to grow up, I picked up SDN and the tools and solutions associated with SDN as my core interest. And I've been delivering corporate as well as public trainings specifically on SD-WAN solution for more than, I would say 4 years now, 4 to 5 years. Yeah. And it's been a wonderful journey so far since a lot of its motive is towards automating how the network operations can be conducted in the production environment. And me being a Cisco certified DevNet expert, I also hold a strong understanding towards how these SDN solutions are designed with what kind of mindset and how do they actually impact the daily operations that you guys conduct at your production environment and how you can automate most of these operations with the help of the SDN solutions that there. So SD-WAN is one of the solutions that we will be speaking about. Personally, I belong from a state of Maharashtra in India, and I've been living in Delhi for more than 10 years now. So that's about myself. All right, so let's jump into the course content and understand what we're going to talk about in this entire training. So since we all are here for the Catalyst SD-WAN and earlier, which was known as a Viptela SD-WAN, however, the core concepts remains the same. Cisco have rebranded the entire solution. So we also need to know how to work with the latest controller and what all are the new features that the controller unleashes. Otherwise, the basic architecture of the SD-WAN solution remains the same. So if we speak about the core concepts, number one, we're going to talk about introduction to SDN. So we understand what exactly are the SDN architecture and the solutions, and how does it exactly works, and what brings you or what motivates you to shift from traditional networking to SDN-based networking. If you understand this part pretty well, then it will be much more easier for you to grab the information about the solution that you're talking about. That's why we will be talking about SDN, and then we will be jumping into the actual content. So the second content or the second section would be the architecture and components of the SD-WAN solution. This is where we learn about how the SD-WAN architecture is designed, and we also learn about what all are the components that are part of the SD-WAN solution. Earlier, we had vManager, then we had vBond, Then we had vSmart, right? These were mainly your controllers, which now are changed to manager. The VBON have became the validator now, and these vSmart have become the controller. So their names have completely changed. VH, however, remains the same. There is no change in the naming convention of WAN edge devices. So we will learn about the architecture and the components of how SD-WAN solution is designed. Post that, we would speak about a couple of very important topics. That's components, or that's basically the control plane operations, and we would also be speaking about data plane operations. So both of these topics are quite important because one of the topic will let you know about how OMP works. It stands for Overlay Management Protocol, and that's the brain of the entire SD-WAN solution. And then how does the data plane operation work, where we will learn about the network segmentation with the help of VPN, how the site-to-site communication works, and how the dynamic tunnels are formed between the site, which offloads the team of network engineers from the job of manually creating tunnels to every other site. And this entire thing is gonna be mostly theory. But if you pay quite a good attention in understanding all these 4 points, then you will be pretty good understanding half of the solution. Because if your foundations about these topics are not that strong, then it will be hard for you to understand and troubleshoot the solution while you work with it. So the more time you spend on these sections, the better you get in the understanding of the solution that you're trying for. And post that, we jump into the labs part, where we will try to deploying the controller side, right? Where we will set up the manager, we will set up the validator and the controller, right? Or you can say vSmart, vManager, and vBond for now. After we are good with that, then we will set up the ISP transports just for the ease. Okay, there is not going to be any complex configuration about the ISP, but we'll set up the ISP transport and WAN edge configuration. Okay, these devices will be configured with the basic and minimum configuration that they require. And post that, we will onboard the branch sites using digital certificates. Okay, that's something that we will be doing. After your branch site is up, then we will establish site-to-site communication using service VPNs. Okay, what all are service VPNs and how does that work? That's something which we will discuss moving forward. And post that, we would jump into direct internet access. That's where we learn about local internet breakout and central internet breakout. And then we will also speak about manipulating LAN and WAN communications using Cisco SD-WAN policies. So these are gonna be the top 10 or the important or the, you can say, major topics that we will be talking about. So like I mentioned, the point number 1, 2, 3, 4 are mostly theory. So point number 5 to 10, these are theory plus lab. And when I say that, every individual participant will be receiving um, a lab which will be hosted in PyNet Labs data center. So how the lab access is going to be provided to you is number one, you will be provided with Windows 7 jump host. And that Windows 7 jump host will be connected to ENSDWI simulator. And this ENSDWI simulator will have a topology. I mean, the topology is not going to be there ready-made for you. You need to design that topology, which I will be helping you with, since we have lab activity guides that we will be sharing with you after every lab that we perform in the class. And the Windows 7 jump host will be connected out to the ISP. And then the ISP can be communicated by a user. The user might be sitting anywhere in the world. The user can directly RDP to the jump host, details of which will be shared with you. And from the jump host, you can access the ENSDWI. And from that ENSDWI, you will be accessing the topology. So this entire setup makes up one pod, and each pod will be shared with each participant. Okay, it's not going to be shared across participants. It's going to be dedicated labs. And then what we would be building up in the lab is we're going to create a topology from the scratch where we will be having multiple sites. So first we will have a controller site. In the controller site, we will have like a vManager, we're going to have a vBond, we're going to have a vSmart, we will also have a certificate authority server. And all of this will be connected out maybe to a switch, and the switch, layer 3 switch, will be exposed out to a couple of transports. So that's going to be one transport like iNet, and then there's going to be another transport that's going to be MPLS. And then we will have some sites. So there's going to be one site over here where we will have Vantage 1 and Vantage 2 connected out to both the transport, and then maybe a LAN site and a LAN router like this. Then we might have another site over here where we have maybe a Vantage 3 connected to again both the transport and then to a LAN site. Then another Vantage down over here, let's say Vantage 4. 1 minute, guys. Yeah, so Vantage 4 and then LAN. And after that, we have one more where we will have a Vantage 5 that will be connected just to the MPLS. Vantage 6 that will be connected just to Vantage, just to INET. And then we will have a link between both of them and a LAN segment. So we kind of cover all the scenarios, right? Where we have a site where we have device redundancy as well as link redundancy. Then we have a site where we just have link redundancy and not the device redundancy, similar over here. And then we also have a site where we have link redundancy, but cost-effective link redundancy. Unlike this site where we are paying for 4 links, over here we are just paying for 2 links. But then by using some of the SD-WAN concepts like TLOC extension and all, we would try to consume this link as well as this link. and this will try to consume this link as well as this link. So we'll see how that works, and that's how overall the topology kind of look like. And that's how the class flow would be. So after we discuss about the theoretical discussions, we possibly will also be discussing about the lab implementation. I will show you the lab implementation in the class, and then post the class, I will be sharing a lab activity guide for the activity that we will be discussing on that day in the Telegram group. And you can take access of your lab activity guide, watch the session recording, and try to practice the same lab onto your labs, the lab that has been assigned to you. If you face any difficulty while performing the lab, you can put up your queries along with a screenshot in the same Telegram group, and myself or the DC team will be actively available into the group so that they can resolve your queries as soon as possible. Generally we resolve it in 20-30 minutes, and sometimes it might take a bit longer as well. But we will actively be there in the group, so nothing to worry about that. I hope you understand my writing, and I hope you understand my pace of speaking. And if you have any confusion or any doubts, feel free to raise your hand.